What's going on, everybody? Trev Wilson here. Welcome back to the Bourbon Ranch. Today we are going to be what are we doing? Today we are going to be reviewing the 2023 limited release Yellowstone Kentucky Straight Bourbon finished in Tokaji. So the 2023 limited edition Yellowstone is here. This one is finished in Tokaji barrels. Nice. Love me some Tokaji. I've actually only tried it on one other bottle, and I really liked it, so therefore I just assume that I love Tokaji. So the breakdown on this bad boy. Pretty interesting blend of bourbons that went into this. A blend of 7-year, 13-year, and 16-year-old bourbons finished in Tokaji casks. So a Tokaji, you might be like, Trev, what the heck is Tokaji? It's Hungarian dessert wine. Sticking with the 101 proof that they kind of sticking around to. So really excited to get into this. That's some pretty aged bourbon on there. I looked at my 2020 Yellowstone LE and I think it was only 7-year-old bourbon in it. So the fact that they threw in some 13 and 16-year-old in there, let's see how that's gonna be. Now, clearly, I've already been drinking this bottle. I wanted to give a fair grading of this. I don't want to be responsible for your money, okay? I want to give you the tools to help make your own decision whether or not to spend the price on this bottle. Huge shout out to my friend Hank. He went and secured this for me because I guess in some parts of the world, this just sits there on the shelf, and in places like my state, can't get them. You see them in a rare bourbon raffle or whatever. I believe this was around $125. Seeing the age that went into the blend, kind of makes a little more sense. But I've let it open up a little bit. I've let it get some time to mellow out, and I'm gonna tell you what I think of it, how it smells, how it tastes, and help you go spend your money. All right, let's get on to the nose. You definitely get that age coming out on the nose. It's honestly the first thing that I'm noticing. I think I was mainly interested in this because of the Tokaji finish. I love the other Tokaji finished whiskey that I have. That being said, the first thing that I'm noticing is not the finish at all. It is some of the age characteristics. I will say, it is also very soft. I mean, it is. It's only 101 proof. We don't have to be proof hounds all the time, but it is delicate. It's not bold out of the glass. You really have to search for the finish. I'm not kidding. I smelled this. I mean, you throw this in a blind, I don't know if I would even call that finished off of the nose. I'm not gonna lie. It's there. This extra fruitiness is there, but you could just talk yourself up to being, oh, well, it's just a fruity bourbon, not finished in dessert wine. It's kind of hidden behind the oak. Getting a little bit of the classic nuttiness that I get off of limestone branch stuff. I don't really know, where they get their stuff from, if it's all there. There's no way they have 16-year-old stuff, but distilled in Kentucky, bottled by limestone branch. I don't know. I don't know really where it comes from, to be honest. Maybe they source from several people. I've heard things about getting stuff from Lux Row. I know they work with them a lot. I don't know the ins and outs of where this whiskey in this bottle came from, but it does have a nutty characteristic to it. It does. It reminds me of an older Heaven Hill or Jim Beam or something, So let's taste it and we'll find out. Really, kind of just like the nose. There is a nice little spice up front. Really, really enjoying that. For the proof, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like some people, oh man, it's a limited release. It's only 101 proof. It got some nice spice up front. I like that. Age. I'm getting the age. Behind that spice, I'm getting oakiness. I'm getting a little bit of leather and tobacco. I'm getting this burnt vanilla kind of in the middle of the palate. And then there's my issue again. Like, where exactly is the Tokaji? Where is that desserty sweetness? I mean, there's really nothing on that is indicating that this had any considerable amount of time in contact with Tokai. I mean, I can talk myself into, whoa, there's a little bit of red fruit right there. Yeah, ate a little bit, but I picked that note up on bourbons that aren't finished. I think the Tokai is less of a player in terms of how it's tasting and probably is doing something more to the bourbon as a whole, maybe mellowing out certain notes in there versus I'm going to drink grapey, you know, like some finished bourbons are like, that is so fruity. That doesn't really do this on here. That begs the question though, if you're not going to have the finish be a player in the game, why play them? You know, I feel like finished bourbon is kind of a slippery slope that it's a fine line you gotta walk. Too finished, if you let it sit for too long or it's picking up too much of the barrel, then it gets overwhelming. It drowns out the bourbon and what you get is a freaking gross, grapey mess, okay? But then on the other hand, if you don't finish it enough or you don't let it pick up enough of the cask, then you just have a slightly sweeter bourbon that you can't even tell was either A, finished at all, or B, I don't know what the finish was. I don't know how that's impacting it in any way, which leads to the next question of if that's the case, why spend all that extra time and energy to do it? That really sounded like I just went off on a rant. And maybe I am. Maybe I am ranting. Maybe I just really wanted some Tokai. I mean, I go back to it, and yeah, it's a really good bottle. Don't get me wrong. It's like, whoop, tone it back a little bit. It's a great bottle. I'm liking that it has that aged bourbon in there because it is. It makes for a pleasant, you know, I love getting some extra oakiness in my bourbon. Pretty cool. I love Yellowstone. I love Lime Branch Distillery. In having something that's 16 from them or blended into it, I'm really liking it. I like that aspect of it. I guess it's kind of like I'm judging it by what you're telling me it is, okay? You didn't tell me this was a blend of aged bourbons. You told me it was a blend of aged bourbons that was finished in Tokai, and I'm not finding much Tokai. I'll play devil's advocate. Like maybe I'm just overlooking what the finished is doing to this. I guess I would have to have that piece of the puzzle out of the blend to know like what it would have been out without it. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe I'm seeing the complete picture and I'm not understanding how we got there, and maybe the Tokai got it to taste like this. Maybe without the Tokai, it wouldn't taste like this. Okay, we'll break this down to what I think about it and help you. Because if you can get these bottles, if you like the other iterations of this, you have to get all of this to help make that decision. First and foremost, this is a good bottle. It's really good. Okay, if you throw this in a blind, if I poured this blind for you and I just said, hey, drink this and tell me if it's good. Because at the end of the day, that's what really matters, right? Is it good? Is it good? Yes. Then I don't care what you call it, okay? This is good. If you like Yellowstone, if you like the some of their store picks they do, freaking love those bottles, then yeah, I would say having an aged version of that has 13 and 16-year-old in the blend, that's great. The 7-year-old that's in this blend adds a little bit of sharpness. That way you're not just drinking soft wood. Soft wood doesn't get the job done, you know? So it's still familiar to you if you like Yellowstone products. That DNA is there with some, you know, ultra age on it that makes it quite enjoyable. Now you need to go and start thinking, what is the whole finishing to me? What does that mean to you? Am I really looking to experience what Tokai finish tastes like? I probably would not say this is a good representation of that is what a Tokai finish tastes like. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't think this teaches you about Tokai in the best way. If you're someone who doesn't like ultra over-the-top finished bourbons, then this will still be for you. okay? Don't be like, oh, I'm not drinking that weird wine finish on that because I don't like grapes. Well, guess what? You're safe. If you're someone like me and you like that, you're gonna probably have this same reaction where it's like, dang, that's good, but I want some fruit, okay? Now that leads into the last issue of price, $125. Now, I say this every single time. I rarely will be like, dude, you have to go buy this bottle right now. I don't care if it's 125 bucks. If you are on the fence about this bottle, I would probably stay in your yard, okay? I wouldn't venture off into the field, okay? Don't go too far. If you're not used to spending 125 bucks, this probably shouldn't be your first go at that. So hopefully I've laid out enough pieces of the puzzle that you can put it together, okay? Let me know if you have one of these, if you go and get one, let people know what you personally think of it. Let people know if you can pick up on the Tokaji. Maybe I just can't pick it up. Maybe my tasting notes are pure crap. Just let people know down in the comments. That way we can help people decide before spending a lot of money on a bottle. Leave a like on your way out of here. Subscribe if you are new. There are plenty of ways to support me more. Get on the Bourbon Wrench Patreon page to get access to several Bourbon Wrench store picks that we have releasing, exclusive picks to our club members, so go check that out. And until next time, I'm Trev Wilson. I'll see ya in the next video.